What's up guys, PJ here, I hope you guys are doing well, and today we are going over the reasons why I think that Luke is going to survive through the end of The Last Jedi. Luke is playing a larger role in The Last Jedi, which, if you're like me, is great news, especially if you wanted to see him for more than 45 seconds in The Force Awakens. Even though we didn't see Luke for more than 45 seconds in The Force Awakens, the whole plot of the story revolved around everybody finding him and seeing who could get to him first. He was the reason that this film had a story to tell, and in all 45 of those seconds that he was on screen, he didn't even speak. This being the case, it would be a horrible decision to reintroduce us to Luke and then kill him off in Episode 8. Luke hasn't even begun training Rey. All we've seen of Luke thus far in the sequel trilogy is turn around and give us a heavy amount of facial expressions. And a little side note I think is worth pointing out, J.J. Abrams thinks that Mark Hamill will win an Oscar for his performance in The Last Jedi based off of his 45 seconds alone in The Force Awakens. Luke hasn't put Rey through any Jedi training. We know Luke will put Rey through Jedi training based off of the footage at The Last Jedi that has been screened so far. A lot of people also think that The Force Awakens was more or less a remake of A New Hope, and if you think that, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong in saying that because they did share a good amount of similarities. But they were forced to because The Force Awakens was this next generation Star Wars trilogy, so as Adam Driver put it, they were forced to be general. The Last Jedi is supposed to be the darkest Star Wars movie ever made according to Rian Johnson, and this film is supposed to explore the Force lore a lot more in depth than has ever been done in any other Star Wars saga film. If Luke dies in The Last Jedi, there would be no other Jedi that could train Rey in the ways of the Force. If you think about it, the reason that they needed Yoda in Episode 5 was because Obi-Wan wasn't there to physically train Luke, and so he needed Yoda in order to actually turn him into a Jedi. If Luke dies, there is no one that can do this for Rey. I can't imagine Disney ending the character of Luke Skywalker before this trilogy ends. If Luke does die in The Last Jedi, going back to the almighty dollar, box office sales for Episode 9 when that comes out will not be near as strong as Episode 7 or Episode 8 knowing that Luke is in it, and I think that Disney and Lucasfilm is aware of that. The saga films are directed toward a wide audience, and they aren't catered to die-hard Star Wars fans, but rather the average person who walks into the theater just to see the new Star Wars movie. Disney and Lucasfilm are both businesses, and this new sequel trilogy is directed towards this next generation. And while this is introducing this new generation to a new trilogy, filled with some new characters, they also want to make money and introduce the new generation to the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. Colin Trevorrow is going to be taking over the director's seat after The Last Jedi for Episode 9, and in one interview Colin said, "By the time we get to Episode 9, I look at that movie as one movie, as 3 movies, as 6 movies, and as 9 movies. It's something that needs to honor a story that has been told over a 40-year period. Star Wars is a belief system, and it's not just a story, and it's not just a movie, and it's something that I take very seriously." Colin is basically going to look at Episode 9 as not only the continuation of the sequel trilogy, but also as a continuation of the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy and have those films in mind. If this is the case, I don't think that Colin Trevorrow would want Luke dead when he makes his own Star Wars movie. That wraps things up for me here in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Thank you guys for watching. This is PJ, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.